Uh, we had classes on South Pacific art forms, and they talked about in her house about the tapa cloths and the spears and the figures and the masks and the baskets and everything, and he explained everything, where they came from and what how they were done and all that stuff, you know. Then they put on videos of Western Samoa and Tonga in Fiji, and they talked about all the customs and the traditions, and in capsule form, of course, otherwise we'd be there for a month. Then we had to do the kava ceremony, and we practiced, and they told everything what was going to happen, and they told how it was going to be done and why it was going to be done, and because we're going to do it tomorrow in Fiji, and it's very serious business, because it's their lifestyle, and we can't be laughing and giggling and whatever. In fact, we can't talk, and we can't move. We're supposed to stay in one place, not get up, sit down, have our feet crossed underneath us, and be quiet, the whole thing. I'm going to be a part of the ceremony. There's 5 people, that the leader and 4 others, and I'm going to be part. It takes about an hour. They did, and they made a little kava so that we could taste it, so that we wouldn't make faces and everything. God, it tastes terrible. It tastes like orange, like a weak orange taste comes first, and then it tastes like a soap suds. That's the best way that I can explain it. It comes from the roots of the pepper plant, and they put it in a bowl, and then the roots are all ground up first, and then there's that's put in a bowl, and then they add water, and then they keep working it and working it and working it and working it. So that was interesting, you know. And we had a class on how the islands and the reefs are formed, and videos on the fish that we will see and the coral we will see, and just interesting things of what's going to happen. We had 3 instructors come from Hawaii Pacific University talking to us about these things, and they were very interesting. It was nice. And of course, this house that Diana has is a museum of artifacts from the Polynesian and the Micronesian and the Melanesian islands. God, I hope she's got insurance, because everything is all over, and it'll be one whole wall will be on masks, and another whole wall on spears, and then there's carvings, and there's bowls and pictures and rugs, and on and on and on and on. Let's see. What? We stayed there at that house until 10 p.m. and by that time, of course, we're all tired out. People are laying in chairs, sleeping here and closing their eyes just for a minute. Yes, of course. And she fed us dinner. We had lasagna and salad and garlic bread, and then we went to the airport. And when we got to the airport, we went at 10. We had to wait there till 2 o'clock for the New Zealand flight to Fiji. I don't know why they're flying at night all the time, but it seems that's what happens out here. It didn't start with us. They're coming from someplace else, so we just happened to be on the part of the leg of the trip. So we fly 6 hours to Fiji, to Nandi, and then we'll get there early in the morning, about 8 o'clock, something like that, and we'll wait an hour, and then we'll fly on to Savu, Fiji. And that will be on a little plane, an Otter 20-passenger plane.